Welcome back. Nick Rice, Phil Nunziata, and on the sideline, Hank Lewis. First quarter's complete from the Dream Bowl 5. We haven't seen any scoring yet between these two excellent football teams and league MVPs Patrick Mahomes and Cam Newton, but Jonathan Stewart has stolen the show, Phil, with 67 yards on the ground so far.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to not see any points in that first quarter, but he's definitely been the difference maker as the Panthers are in a situation to get the first points of this game as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, Graham Gano with another chip shot. He has struggled outside of 40, but is after this kick from 28. He is now perfect at 10 for 10 inside of 40 and gives the Panthers a 3-0 lead. Those are important points. Go figure in a game that's a little less scoring to start than we anticipated.
Yeah, these field goals could be very important. Like you said, this kick was much more makeable than his first one, and he gets on the board for his team.
And the Carolina Panthers of 2015. Very few people know of just how good this club was because of their Super Bowl loss. But the Panthers, who until that game went 17-1, had an offense that was wildly explosive. Not too many people know of them with the likes of, the great Patriots offenses, the Broncos offenses with Peyton Manning, along with those with the Colts. And you think of great offenses ever, Panthers don't usually come to mind because they were such a run-heavy football team, but they were wildly productive, scoring over 31 points per game in 2015. Tremont Smith, the rookie, brings back the kickoff to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, sadly, as good as this Panthers team was in real life, a lot of it just gets remembered for that Super Bowl performance, not getting it done, and they're looking to rectify that here against the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are looking to rectify their loss in the AFC Championship of 2018, but the offense hasn't done their defense any favors to start. With the 4 yards rushing and that one quick drive from the Chiefs, Kansas City finds themselves down a field goal. The total yardage has been completely lopsided as the Panthers have controlled the game so far. Play fake, Mahomes shoots the pass over the middle to Tyreek Hill. He is wrapped up at the 48-yard line after a gain of 26. First down, Kansas City.
Well, Nick, I think he might have heard you there. The Chiefs are now looking to get things going, and as I said, plan one is always going to be get the ball to Tyreek Hill over the middle if you can help it. Give him space to make a few guys miss. Great play there by Kuechly. That could have, after making the safety miss, that could have gone the distance. So it was one tackle away from this Chiefs team getting on the board.
And if there's anybody who only needs one tackle to score, it is one of the fastest players in NFL history, the three-year man from West Alabama, and Tyreek Hill. First and 10, the Chiefs go ground. Here is Kareem Hunt, who surges with a 47. He is wrapped up by Josh Norman. Here's a look at the speed of Tyreek Hill, as in the AFC Championship game last week. He scores on a 94-yard bomb from Patrick Mahomes that really broke the psyche of the Patriots defense as Kansas City rolls to a 17-6 win. Tyreek Hill isn't just fast. He was a USA Today All-American in track in high school. In fact, he ran the same 100-meter time as Usain Bolt when he ran for the high school championships in nearby Orlando, Florida. Here's an inside handoff to Hunt, and he is stacked up at the 45-yard line. Gain of 2.
Yeah, they had an answer for that run there. As you see, they stack up right where he was heading. And the Chiefs have had some success with the passing game, but the running game is yet to join in there.
In the AFC Championship game, they had wild success passing the ball. Patrick Mahomes scored the only 2 touchdowns in one of the shocking games of the season for the DSFL. The only loss the 2007 Patriots suffered here in the DSFL 2020 was to the hands of these Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes, with good protection, unloads into traffic. Knocked away by Tillman. The Chiefs are yet again denied on third down. Incomplete.
Yeah, that was a quick throw there for Patrick Mahomes. Not sure he needed to throw just then. Looks like he had some time. Sammy Watkins has had trouble with drops in the past. It looks like he might have had Tyreek Hill deeper down the field. And obviously when you got a guy like Charles Tillman, one of the best to ever do it, Peanut Tillman punches that one out, and it's fourth down.
Charles Tillman with his 10th pass breakup of the season, so he has been phenomenal. Here's the Dustin Colquitt punt. It is tracked inside the 2, but somehow just bounces into the end zone. The Panthers breathe a collective sigh of relief as they'll take over at their own 20-yard line. The Panthers, ironically, have been a better team on the road than at home this year, 5-3 away from Charlotte's. Is there anything to this, or are the Panthers just hot on the road right now?
I think they're just hot in general. They've gotten, sometimes you get in that groove and it doesn't matter where you play. The Chiefs are really close to pinning them inside the 1. They're pretty lucky to start this drive on the 20. Let's see what they're able to do with it.
Hank Lewis, what do you have on the Panthers?
Carolina Panthers head coach Ron Rivera spoke to me at the break about the Panthers' offensive strategy of tonight's game. 10 of the scripted first 15 plays were designed runs, and most of them were intended to expose the Chiefs' defensive ends. With no sacks or pressures for the entire Kansas City defense so far, it is safe to say that their game plan has paid off, guys. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Hank. The winner of this game will be presented in America's Game. It's the first time since the DSFL2 that we have presented the story of the greatest team of the DSFL season, and we have exclusive interviews along with an inside look at the story of the winner of this game. Newton unloads on third down, and that pass is over the head of Ginn and incomplete.
Well, whoever's able to win this game and earns that America's Game presentation will definitely deserve it. It's been a while since we've done those. I'm excited to be a part of those here, but it's interesting to see who will end up with that. And with throws like that, the Panthers might not be in that situation.
Yeah, Cam Newton, he certainly isn't mistaken as the most accurate quarterback in the league, yet he did complete 60% of his throws this season. Here's the punt, which is fielded by Tyreek Hill. He sheds 2 tackles. And motors of the 41, the Pro Bowler Mike Tolbert makes the stop for Carolina.
Yeah, looks like Tyreek had some room there. Any way you can get this guy the football, the Chiefs will do it. They have no problem putting him as a kick returner. They do try to limit it, so he does have some juice left to play offense as the Chiefs look to respond here and get more points on the board.
The Panthers have had all sorts of success stopping quarterbacks in the playoffs. 0 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That's just how good this defense has been against quarterbacks, and pretty good against running backs too, as Coney Ely drills him alongside Kuechly for a 3-yard loss.
I don't think it would have mattered if Mahomes kept that ball or if he handed it off, because Kuechly was all over it. He was about to bring both guys down at once, really getting in the backfield there.
That tackle is his 100th of the season. When we think about the greatest linebackers in NFL history, sometimes Luke Kuechly doesn't even get mentioned, but he has been just sensational. Quick throw over the middle to Hill, and he is having his way against Kuechly in this Panthers defense. Gain of 22, first down Kansas City.
And to just touch on Luke Kuechly, it is a shame that he doesn't get mentioned as some of the all-time great linebackers of all time. And due to his career ending by his terms as early as it did, it could continue to happen. But he does have a chance to immortalize himself here, as he seems to always be in the frame when it comes to Tyreek Hill. His ability to backtrack and get down the field to make these stops have been very impressive.
Yeah, even with Luke Kuechly roaming in that middle, he is not only a great run stuffer, but one of the best pass coverage linebackers that we have ever seen. Inside handoff to Hunt, and he squirts through a block and is down to the 33. Roman Harper, a veteran safety from Alabama, makes the stop. Let's take a quick look at the numbers from this football game. We touched on it earlier, Phil. It's been 2 different game plans. The Chiefs have outgained them in the past. The Panthers have 99 yards rushing.
Yeah, no shock there that the Panthers, as I said, keep pounding has always been their moniker. They were going to look to be a run-first team, try to attack the one weakness that the Chiefs have, if they have any at all. So this is going about as we expected as far as game plans go.
Inside run to Kareem Hunt, and he at least adds some sort of a balance for this Chiefs offense as he races to the 25. He may be an X factor in this football game as he tries to move the chains. He did so right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to want if you're the Chiefs. Obviously, you're going to be a pass-first team, but you got to at least have the illusion, have some semblance of a run game. If their run game is able to get 50, 60 yards rushing as a group, that might be what it takes to open up these pass lanes downfield.
Another run to Hunt, and this time the Panthers saw that coming. The first-round draft choice by way of Washington and Shaq Thompson makes the stop to send us to the 2-minute warning. The Panthers lead 3-0, our halfback battle, while dominated statistically by Jonathan Stewart's 10 yards a carry in that 61-yard burst. Kareem Hunt has been at least serviceable with his efforts in the first half.
Yeah, both teams are attempting to establish a run game. Obviously, Jonathan Stewart is the prevalent person for that. Kareem Hunt, he's really only had 1 or 2 big runs. He's been stuffed otherwise, as we see here. So he's more picking and choosing his spots, whereas Stewart and the Panthers are trying to consistently have gains throughout the drive.
Along with Cam Newton, they have run the ball very well. Wheel routes, and Hunt is spun down at the 22. Let's take a quick look at his numbers this season. Now his, along with Luke Kuechly, his career so far has been cut short, but in 2018, he was incredible. The Chiefs didn't have his services in the AFC Championship loss to the Patriots in overtime back in 2018, but if he was in, most likely they win that game. Mahomes goes deep, and Conley makes the catch and is down to the 8-yard line. Ben-Weekeri makes the stop, but it's a 3rd down conversion for the Chiefs inside the red zone.
There's always one guy in a Super Bowl that you might not know as well as the others that needs to step up, and with guys like Watkins and Tyreek Hill and even Travis Kelce, Conley might be that guy that can get some single coverages and make things happen. It'll be interesting if they're able to go back to him soon.
It's a critical play for Conley. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Mahomes flips the pass to the Pro Bowler Travis Kelce, who's run out of bounds at the 4. The Chiefs' red zone offense this season has been successful, but they have settled for 15 field goals to only 9 touchdowns. We'll see if they can punch this one in on 2nd down and goal from the 4. Mahomes looks, good protection. He shuffles, he throws, and Hill has got it. Touchdown, Kansas City.
That was very close in the back of the end zone. As you said, they've struggled cashing in on their red zone opportunities. Here's one where they cash in. I'd like to get another look at this as he threads the needle in the back of the end zone. This is one hell of a throw.
The man on the coverage is maybe the best to do it for the Panthers in 2015, All-Pro cornerback Josh Norman. He has 5 interceptions this season, but on that play, Tyreek Hill was too fast for Norman, and the Chiefs have taken the lead for the first time in the game. Butker's extra point is good, and Kansas City finishes off a 60-yard drive with 7 points. We'll be back in just a moment to Miami, Florida. The Chiefs have taken the lead as they punch it in the end zone. 1:02 to go in the half. Kansas City leads the Dream Bowl 5, 7-3. All right, we're back here to Miami, Florida. Patrick Mahomes was sensational on that last drive, completing all 5 passes en route to the touchdown. And Phil, after that slow start, it seems the Chiefs quarterback has now found his rhythm in this game.
Definitely found his rhythm. He's found Tyreek Hill a few times. He's gotten the pass out to Conley and a few other guys. Cashing in on that red zone trip, which you did mention is something they've struggled on in the past. Definitely the rebound they wanted. And they might be able to go into the half with the lead if the Panthers aren't able to do something in this last minute.
And go figure, the first touchdown given up by the Panthers in the playoffs by a quarterback is to Patrick Mahomes. Coming up is the DSFL 2020 Halftime Report with Hank Lewis, founder of Two Birds and a Third podcast. He has some exciting nicknames for these players. I mean, he just has such a knack for making some entertainment out of this first half. We'll see what he has in store. That's coming up at the conclusion of this second quarter. Newton is incomplete, which brings up 2nd down. He may, just for a moment, briefly bring up the Dream Bowl 5 MVP favorites, and these have been 2-star performers in the first half. Stewart and Hill for these 2 clubs.
Yeah, definitely guys that are going to make a difference maker. They are the leaders for the MVP race. I could see Patrick Mahomes, if he's able to put more drives together like he just did, jumping into that spot as well.
Yeah, he has been incredible so far. 2nd and 10. Newton looks and shoots the ball towards Jericho Cotchery, and he dropped it. Yet another drop for the Panthers. That's 26 this year and the 2nd of this first half.
That is the issue when you have these slightly older but veteran wide receivers, is sometimes they're not able to make those tough throws anymore. That is the one issue on this offense. Obviously, they're run first, and you got Cam Newton's dynamic ability there. But with these veteran wide receivers, sometimes you deal with that issue.
So the Panthers just went 3 and out, and the drops didn't help. So Kansas City, a sizzling offense, fresh off of a touchdown, will get another crack at it as they're ready to return the punt by way of the Panthers' Brad Nortman. But he has been incredible this season as the young punter from Wisconsin, 4th in punt average and 10 of his punts have landed inside the 20. And Nortman gets a good one downfield, out to the 32. Hill ducks under the coverage and spins to about the 41-yard line. The rookie David Mayo makes the stop of Tyreek Hill. Well, as we continue to look at the Dream Bulls, we transition to Indianapolis, where the all-time Bears in the DSFL2, which feature the greatest franchises of all time, so all the best players of every team, combined for one particular club. The Bears, down 16-15, relied on the services of Johnny Knox and 119 yards. Knox emerged after the injury to Willie Gault to have an incredible performance, and MVP Sid Luckman helps win the game for the Bears, 18-16.
Yeah, this one was very memorable. You got the same teams, different rosters, and both exciting outings there, and that was a great one to call as well.
1st and 10, Mahomes settles for the safety valve and finds Harris, and he is wrapped up at the 39-yard line. One common theme is that neither of these two teams have ever played in a Dream Bowl, the Panthers or the Chiefs. In fact, very few have even come close to representing the DSFL 2020 or any championship. Mahomes' pass intended for Watkins is knocked away by Norman. The Panthers shocked the world a week ago by beating the favored Falcons, but it wasn't good to begin the game as Atlanta scores in their first 2 drives of the NFC Championship and leads 10-3. But the Panthers responded, led by Cam Newton, as they outscored the Falcons 16-3 to win the game late. 4 straight road wins for this club, the last secured by a one-handed interception by Roman Harper. The Panthers won it 19-13, and it was the way they came back in that contest that was integral for them. We'll see if they can come back against these Chiefs. Kelsey catches the pass, but is stopped short, and Kansas City goes 3 and out.
Yeah, Kansas City, after that great drive for the touchdown here, stalls a little bit. Looks like we might go into the half without something crazy happening. We'll see what happens on the special teams play.
Here's the punt by way of Dustin Colquitt, who has been busy in the first half. That's his 3rd punt of the game. Tracked inside the 20 by Ginn, and he brings it back to the 26-yard line. Well, the Panthers do have their full complement of timeouts, so we'll see what they can manufacture. As far as last week's NFC Championship game, Newton and Stewart were both spectacular. In fact, Cam Newton had his most efficient completion game of the year, 13 of 16. So the Panthers, if they even get half of that sort of production passing the ball from Cam Newton, they certainly will have a shot to come back and win this game. 1st and 10, the Panthers, they'll go to the ground. Here's Jonathan Stewart, who gets a good block of the 40 and breaks a tackle. Jonathan Stewart outruns the Chiefs' defense. Jonathan Stewart, 74 yards, touchdown Carolina.
Can you believe that? They saw the, I can't even talk right now. They caught the Chiefs napping, thinking they were maybe just going to run into the halftime and run out the clock here, but he ran all the way to the end zone, making a few blocks, making a few guys miss. Jonathan Stewart really making a case for that MVP, as the Panthers now look like they're going to go into the half with the lead.
Jonathan Stewart, the Pro Bowl running back from Oregon, rips off 2 runs of over 60 yards in an absolutely incredible first half performance. The last gives the Panthers a 10-7 lead. Newton has struggled completing passes, but they still feel the 3-point edge with the excellence from Jonathan Stewart. We'll have more coverage from Miami when we return. This is the Dream Bowl 5. Halftime report with Hank Lewis is coming up next.